Okay, this next story I'm going to tell is one I've been working on just very recently. I've been really taken with dragons lately. I've been sort of seeing dragons everywhere, looking for dragons, trying to find stories about dragons, dragons of all kinds. And I found this story and I really liked it a lot because it has dragons in it, but it also has the figure of the sky god. And I'm developing some theories about sky gods. I think for the most part, they're kind of not real nice, sky gods. They're always kind of some form of nemesis, whether it's Thor or Yahweh or the sky god who deals with Anansi and the Ganon stories. And then there's the Jade Emperor. The Jade Emperor. So here's this story of the 4 dragons. Once upon a time, long time ago, there were no rivers or lakes or any kind of water on the earth. The only water was a great ocean, kind of off to the east. And in the ocean, there lived 4 dragons. There was the pearl dragon, there was the black dragon, there was the long dragon, and there was the yellow dragon. And the 4 of them lived in the ocean and disported themselves in various fashion, dragon style. Now one day, the 4 dragons decided to go up into the sky and fly around and play tag and play dragon games. And while they were up in the sky, they chanced to look down. And when they looked down upon the earth and they saw us, people. And as it so happened, and we wouldn't know anything about this, there was a drought at that time. There had not been any rain on earth for a really long time. And so when the dragons looked down, they saw all these people who were praying and offering up offerings of different kinds, offering food to the sky god, the Jade Emperor of heaven, and begging, beseeching him for rain because their crops were dying and they were thirsty and they were in really bad shape. Well, the dragons thought this was just terrible. They felt great compassion in their big dragon hearts for all of these starving, thirsty people. So the 4 of them flew up to heaven together to approach the Jade Emperor. Well, the Jade Emperor, up on his throne, I don't know what exactly he was doing up there. He wasn't paying much attention to the people down below. And he had no particular compassion for the fact that all of these people were offering him prayers and food and gifts and things and trying to get him to bring rain. And he just didn't seem to care. He was watching a group of nymphs dance or something like that. And the dragons came before him and humbly begged, beseeched the Jade Emperor, please, would he send rain down to the people down below? Because the people were needy. And well, the Jade Emperor, I kind of imagine him as not quite a Tony Soprano figure, but something of that sort, just kind of sitting up there, bloated on his throne. He didn't care at all. And he just told them, well, yeah, I'll give them rain one of these days. I'll give them rain tomorrow. But go back to your ocean and leave me alone. Well, the dragons flew back to their ocean and they waited. And a day went by and another day went by. And day after day, still no rain. So after 10 days, the dragons decided to talk about the situation. They decided the Jade Emperor was not going to produce. He was not going to bring the rain that the people needed. The only way the people were going to get rain is if the dragons did something. So the 4 of them got together and they said, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to scoop up large amounts of water in our huge dragon mouths, and we're going to go up into the sky and we're going to spray forth water all into the clouds so that it comes down as rain. And this is what they did. They scooped up all the water they could, they sprayed it into the sky, and the water began to come down in little droplets like rain. And the people came out and they praised the dragons, and they offered gifts, and they did songs and dances and all sorts of acts of thanksgiving. And the Jade Emperor finally looked down and he saw all of this going on, and he saw the dragons swooping and flying, and he got mad. I don't know, I guess somebody stole his thunder? He was angry. Maybe he was jealous? I don't know. don't get the guy's motivation, frankly. But he was so angry that he ordered the dragons to be arrested and brought before him. And as punishment, he had 4 mountains brought. And each of the 4 dragons was pressed down under a mountain. Kind of like Prometheus. One of these figures who dares to help the poor mortals and then suffers for it. But even then the dragons refused to give up. Each one of them used the last bit of magic they had to transform himself into a river. And the river flowed from west to east, all the way across the land. Each river flowed until it met the ocean, the great ocean of the east. And so the black dragon became the Black River far up to the north, and then there was the Long River from the Long Dragon, and the Yellow River, the Yangtze, from the Yellow Dragon, and down to the south there was the Pearl River that came from the Pearl Dragon. And so they say, to this day, this is why people still are thankful for the dragons and give offerings to the dragons, because when the sky god up there was, messing around or, watching his dancing girls or what have you and ignoring the people, the dragons actually got up off of their duffs collectively and did something. So that's the story of the 4 dragons.